My name is Phil Epifano, construction professional over 10 years. Originally started on the general contracting side with Turner Construction, and then I ventured off to the construction technology space. Been working for OpenSpace Technologies. It's a reality capture 360 platform, essentially the Google Street View for your job site. Been there for nearly 6 years. It's been unbelievable just to see the level of impact that we've had, the partners that we've had long-standing relationships with, and just the noticeable impact that we're actually having in allowing people to have that visibility throughout all of their projects at any given moment that they want. Assisting from eliminating rework, being able to pull it up during OAC meetings, being able to hand off historical records from a visual standpoint to their clients and owners so that they can leverage the data to own and operate these facilities. Just coming as a fourth generation construction professional, my brother works for Skanska Construction in New York City. So we are continuing the family tradition of being in construction, which is remarkable. My great-grandfather came off the boat from Italy and was a bricklayer, and eventually said I could do more. They started up their own general contracting firm in Connecticut, and they grew it to over 400 plus employees, became one of the largest GCs in Connecticut. Passed down to my grandfather, and then my father and uncle were working there. And then unfortunately in 1989, when the market crashed, ENF, Epifano and Fresnelli went belly up. My father started his own custom residential home building GC firm, which I started working at when I was 15, and then held various positions in the construction industry. And then about 10 years ago, I jumped into construction technology, and I have not looked back. What prompted my curiosity and interest in the technology space? I'm probably not the most tech savvy person. I barely knew about Shark Tank and just the whole startup world. One of my good friends said, hey, my friend's starting up a company in Brooklyn, Windows, you worked in the trade space, would you be interested? I met with him a couple times, and I'm like, wow, this is completely outside of my comfort zone, but it was a whole new world that opened up. That building mentality of mine from the construction is also part of me in the startup construction technology space. I love building the path, building out processes, workflows, but also working with the construction industry and seeing the impact that technology can actually have. My experience in construction of just working 7 days a week or working endless hours, there must be a better way of actually improving that life that people have in construction. It was definitely a grind, but it was exciting. And to see the impact that technology could immediately have, but also the feedback that you get from the field and people actually leveraging the technology, that's one of the most enjoyable components of construction tech. Is when you see somebody that still has a flip phone, but then starts to use technology and they're like, whoa, this is a complete game changer. My life has actually improved by leveraging this. What have I viewed as kind of the scene and just the progress of construction technology over the past 10 years of my experience? I come from the days at Turner Construction using Prolog, which was having my stack of daily construction reports and manually having to type them in. I think we're still at the tip of the iceberg. I think we've made tremendous amounts of progress with implementing technology and the comfort level of people actually adopting technology. But I still think there's so much more to explore, from the robotics to furthering automation. I think everybody can remember that McKinsey report maybe 5-7 years ago of the least digitized spaces in construction was just above agriculture and hunting. Now, I would say maybe we've bumped up a little bit. Reluctance to using technology has definitely softened, and I think people are far more open to it. It's really up to the technology partners to understand the pain points and to understand that you can actually bring value. And I think that's where a lot of AEC folks get a bad taste in their mouth with technology, because you have all these sales reps just going and selling, and it might not be the right fit. It could be a solution that really serves no purpose to that client. And that's where people get a negative. I think that's a true disservice. And I would say that's one of the reasons why it's still slowly progressing. I think we could be going much faster. I think it has to be a true partnership between the technology partners. One of the biggest things that I view and really take pride in is building partnerships and relationships, whether it's with more people in the technology space or the AEC world. My involvement in Contech Alliance is a true passion project. that I've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years, whether it's an APM on a job site or a PX or an ops manager or a VDC innovation manager, I view that as a partnership and truly trying to understand what are your pain points, what are you seeing in the technology world, how can we help? It's all about listening and understanding current workflows, what are your pain points, what's causing delays, issues with your budget, what pain points or issues are you seeing within your organization that you're trying to address? I think they try to go to market and try to scale as quickly as possible and not truly understanding what pain they're actually trying to solve for, and just try to go to market and try to sell because maybe a VC said, that's a great idea, and I think you actually have a product here. Go off and try to sell it, and I'll fund you to be able to give you some ramp. You have the construction world that is completely being bombarded by all these software companies that becomes very diluted as far as, what is each and every single software vendor trying to bring to me, whether it's in budgeting, scheduling, automation and robotics, drones, reality capture. You really have to find a niche that you're truly solving for a pain point, an area of the construction world. What we're doing at Contech Alliance is sometimes vetting these. This is why we actually have pitch contests, and not only just hearing from us and our feedback, but from the crowds. The people that we're having at our events are from all levels within organizations. So they're able to get that feedback from an operational executive level all the way down to the field users that would actually be, leveraging some of this technology. The feedback that I've been getting for the events and just community that Contech Alliance is bringing has been overwhelmingly positive. The amount of people that have said New York City really needed this, which was absolutely mind-blowing to me, because I would have thought there'd be various Contech communities or some sort of VDC or innovation groups. We really kind of trailblazed a community that is far different from any others. It's not pay to play. It is truly an open, we're removing the complete salesy type pitch night. And that's where a lot of the AEC folks, when they were going to these types of events, were again bombarded by these sales reps for these construction technology firms. Not only are we bringing these useful events, but we're thinking outside the box of just offering everything from robotics summit to AI specific type panels with some of the leading AI specialists in the industry, hackathons, which was even foreign to me. It was fascinating to see these engineers work for hours upon hours on an industry that they weren't even aware that technology was so heavily involved in construction. It's inspiring to continue bringing this access and community to New York City. Contech Alliance is bridging that gap between construction technology startups to the AEC world, construction professionals, by having, again, a very safe place for both like-minded individuals that are forward-thinking, that want to, break through that barrier. And that's where we're allowing for people to have real conversations, but also access to some of these founders to walk through their journey. What led to their decision of actually starting this company? What were their conversations with some of these construction professionals that, motivated them to, continue on with their startup idea? People have become more open and willing to disclose everything, be fully transparent. They're not having their guard up thinking, I'm talking to some salesperson or somebody that has a monetary, motive of gathering this information. So just the level of comfort and transparency, I think that's coming from our events is what I've seen as a game changer. The technologies that are emerging, that I see to be truly impacting the industry and really make a difference. I do think robotics does still have some time to mature, not immediately, but maybe 5 to 7 years. The technologies in the next 3 to 5, though, I would say largely on AI and automation and being able to actually streamline or gather or find the information that you're actually looking for, chatbots or reality capture or some sort of machine learning or computer vision, I think will really make a difference as far as saving time and allowing people to actually go home. The vision that I'm seeing for Contech Alliance is really becoming even closer with our community. First off, with the construction tech startups, and having, open forums with similar types of tech, or diving into their vision, getting early feedback from our team. We have a team from construction tech startups to large technology companies to founders to leading technology professionals in the construction world. So the amount of experience and background that we actually have to offer is quite fascinating. And I think that's where we can offer more to these technology firms that, give them some warnings or some feedback that could allow them to, pivot or make adjustments as they continue to scale. And then on the flip side, with the AEC, with the, GCs, trades, and owners, getting closer with them, having focus groups or forums where we can huddle with them. What's top of mind? Is it safety, budget, scheduling? Okay, we have 100, 200 startups or companies within each division or segment of the market. What's top priority for you? Let us make an introduction. Let us, assist with vetting, pilots, how to actually properly vet and deploy technology. Just what that comes to the table with for benefits and value is being a part of a forward-thinking, like-minded community that, again, didn't really exist in New York City. And now we've created this open, unbiased, our motive is to get people together, is to have gatherings, is to share everyone's experience. We are all doing this as a passion project. We're not getting paid for this. And so for what we're bringing to the table for each individual, reasons why we actually charge is so we could actually provide more to our community and actually have these large, robotic summits or hackathons. I think it's also allowing to open up doors to some of our community to new technology, getting feedback, getting an understanding, or listening and hearing other people's experience with technology. Construction technology has been the best experience, best decision I ever made of getting into it. Still heavily involved in the construction world, but having a noticeable, tangible impact on such a large industry that means so much to me. My brother and I think our father would be very proud for what we're doing.
Nice.